Team Conrad this, Team Jeremiah that, Team Marissa goes to watch car go fast in Europe. Welcome to episode 1 of the summer I went on a doubleheader. At the end of this month, on August 26th, I am leaving for 2 straight weeks of Formula One heaven. On August 26th, I leave for Amsterdam, and that weekend I will be going to the Formula One Grand Prix in Zandvoort. There, in addition to the normal Formula One content you get from me, I will also be covering F1 Academy. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I did that back in May in Miami. And this time around, it's going to be even better, I think. After Zandvoort, I get to go on the coolest trip with the company Off to the Races. We are spending 4 days in Italy going through the home of Ferrari and on the best food tour I have ever gotten a chance to go on. There will be pasta factory tours, there will be Ferrari factory tours, and there will be one very happy girl in the middle of all of it. And after that, because you can't have the summer I went on a doubleheader without an actual doubleheader, I head to the Formula One race in Monza. So that only gives us a couple of weeks to prepare for a very cool trip. And from now until then, I will be bringing you along on how I prepare for this type of weekend. We'll cover everything from what's in my bag at the track as a content creator, the type of content I'll be making, opportunities for you to ask specific questions, help picking out my clothes for all of these really cool events that I will be going to, my inevitable panic packing, and all of the other things along the way that I do to prep for a race weekend. But to get started, one of the things that I want to work on is making sure that I know just a little bit of Dutch and Italian before I head to these places. I've been to Amsterdam before and a ton of people speak English, but I've never been to this part of Italy, and in general, when I go places, I do try to learn a little bit of the language that people are going to be speaking where I am. I think it's just generally respectful and helpful to be able to communicate at least a little bit in the language of the place that you're going to go visit. Especially with Formula One races, a lot of times they're taking place outside of a main city center, and not necessarily everyone there speaks English. However, languages are one of my biggest weaknesses. So much so that in high school, when I was applying to college, my Spanish teacher offered to write a letter of recommendation explaining why Spanish was my worst grade, and that it wasn't that I wasn't trying, it's just that I'm not very good at it. That being said, I am looking for app recommendations on the best way to start learning Italian and Dutch, at least just a little bit. I've heard a lot about Duolingo, about Babbel, about Rosetta Stone. I'm wondering if you are either better at languages than me, or perhaps even worse at languages than me, if you have any preferences or recommendations on where to start. Because we've only got a couple of weeks and we are gonna try to lock in. So please leave your recommendations in the comments. And also, if you have anything in particular that you want to see from my F1 Academy coverage, from my Off to the Races trip, or from Monza in general, leave all of those questions and requests in the comments down below. And be sure to follow along as I take you on every step of preparing for this doubleheader.